And then from here, it all went wrong. Oh, I don't know about this, you know. I'm having second thoughts. Clearly, I hadn't learnt my lesson. I just got back from B&M and that was slightly awkward. Hated it. For those of you who don't know, my kitchen used to look like this. And then it looked like this. And now it looks like this. I know. It doesn't even look like the same kitchen. Every time I see them photos, I'm like, oh. Let me just put before and after up on screen just so you can take it in again. Ah, I know. Crazy. So if you're wondering how the hell did I do that, if you don't follow my Instagram, it's Dcfix vinyl. The whole thing. Vinyl flooring, not Dcfix vinyl, but vinyl flooring and Dcfix vinyl covering the cupboards and the worktops. And today I want to change my worktops again. The reason why I'm changing the worktops is I've had these current worktops for 2 years. I don't use any bleach products on them, but obviously every day they're getting wiped down and it is just vinyl, so it's faded. Also, I've wanted to add a little bit of wood in here for a bit of texture. I have a slight bit of wood in my living room and I just like the wood against the gold.
I love gold! The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
Oh, and hi, welcome to the vlog. I'm Jess, my organised bub. Like, subscribe. I hate intros, just to say you know, I hate them, and outros. Yeah, see you in a bit. I just got back from B&M and that was slightly awkward. So I found the vinyl I was looking for and I picked one up and there was a woman next to me and then she picked one up and I thought, if you don't pick the other two up now, then that's your last chance. And I just literally grabbed the other two, stood there with my friend and then just walked off. And then as I was walking around B&M, we just kept bumping into each other and I was like, I've just ruined her whole plan. For all I know, she was planning to do her kitchen today. Here's a few nice things I saw in B&M that I didn't buy. Insert footage now. But anyway, here it is. Oh, I don't know about this, you know. I'm having second thoughts. There's literally no sticky residue. That's my worktop before. The last time I put this up, people were like, I don't actually dislike it. But I'm not a fan. I wish you could see me. I'm probably leaning back like the whole weight is on this. And I've gained some weight, let me tell you. So this is it completely off. I'm just going to do this side just to see if I like the new worktops, but then finish the rest tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll show you step by step how I do it. So things escalated last night and I couldn't stop thinking about whether do I like it, don't I like it, I don't know, meh, meh, meh. And I spoke to Naomi and she said when I first put mine down, bearing in mind I love how her new kitchen looks, she said it wasn't until I did the whole thing that I was sure. So I pretty much need to cover my whole kitchen to know whether I like it. I'm just gonna have to do just another worktop. So this happened. How do I feel about it? I don't know. Do you know what it is? It's a completely different look, isn't it? But yeah, this happened. I like looking at it like this. So on this side of my kitchen, I'm going to show you how I do it. And it's probably best to show you this bit as well because obviously you've got the sink. This is what you will need. Well, what I use anyway. A wallpaper smoother, Filofax ruler, and I just find really thin rulers just work the best. It's a brag, but I think my edges are pretty good. I once didn't use this and it did not work the same. A little Stanley knife, pair of scissors. Like I said before, I like to use a Dcfix brand. This particular one is Rebecca Oak. You can get these from Wilko, Amazon. I'm sure you can get it on a Dcfix website. B&M is where I got this from, and they range from about £4 to about £9 per roll. First thing you want to do is clean the surface, because if there's any sort of residue underneath, it will pick up. If you see here, I'm going underneath the side because obviously it curls under like that. I roll it out and sort of hang it over a bit so there's too much. And then go into this metal bit and go slightly over that as well. And then I'm going to bend it, flip it round, and as you can see, there's all the lines, so I know that I need to cut around this line. Line it up to the back and stick it. Start with this corner. Why this corner, you ask? Don't know, because I felt like it. I don't think I use a particular method, I just wing it. So I stick that straight like that. So with this one, because it's small, I'm probably going to smooth down. But if this was a big one like that, I go from that side to that side. So just peel off the back. With here a slight bubble, you can actually see it on the camera. So what I'll do is I'll rip it back up. And we'll go again. Here's your crazy. Then I'll cut the edges. Can you see that bit there? It's not completely gone to the edges. In a way. So I do that and then really smooth it to the edges. So now you can see it's to the edges. So I cut with the blade more like that rather than like that. A bit more angled towards the metal rather than down. I've done a kitchen without these, so it's not a big deal. You just need to have a straight line going down. So I've done all of that row. And then I've got to this bit, and what I've done is I've overcut it. See, I've gone over. You're best to go over because then you can nip it in. Use my hands really and smooth it. But what I'll find is that's too big. So I'll just cut along it. And then you just roll it under. You see there's a few bubbles there, but you can just smooth them out. I know some people use a pin and pop it. I personally don't think there's actually a need for it. I would rather smooth it out. Same thing I did here is what I did on the edge. Because this is small, I didn't have to cut the back. Whereas on this one, I did have to go along the edges. How I do this one is how I do a normal long side. The difference will be when I get to here because obviously there's a sink. And if you go on tutorials on YouTube, because there are plenty of others that are just dedicated to the tutorial, what you'll see is they do one massive piece that would cover the whole entire of this worktop with a hole for the sink. When I first tried to do one of my worktops, I did it with someone else and it was so much harder. I just made up a way that I could do it by myself without having to cut a hole out for the sink. And what I would do is I won't line it up to the side because this has been cut by yours truly and it's not going to be straight. So I'll make it slightly over. And when I get to the sink, I'll go over the sink, over the curve. So where it curves round, I'll go to the straight bit. You can line it up as best you can, but sometimes as you're laying it, it does slowly go wonky. Rather it go wonky and go up rather than see the original worktop. So again, I go in with my ruler like this and I go towards the tile. And you don't have to push hard. So I'm cutting just above where I'd need to cut, pulling it off, and then going back and cutting a bit more. That way it's easier. This is what it looks like. Lay a little bit across there, and I'll do the same as I did here. I'll go slightly over and around the edges here, and then I'll just have to do this strip and this strip. Voila! And you might be thinking, oh my god, but you're going to be able to see the lines. But you really can't. It's like the smallest little, if you do it well, you can't tell. After all of that, this is what mistakes can be made. I've cut along and it's all fine until there. I've fucked up. So what I'm going to do is just move it along and recut down. This is just the reality of doing it. One small thing can go wrong and you've sort of ruined it, but it's no big deal. Ta-da! And can you see? You can't really see the lines. Oh my god. Right, let me tidy the kitchen and we'll come back. Okay? Okay, I think I really like it. It's gonna take some getting used to. And then from here, it all went wrong. Little did I know, in 24 hours, the whole thing would be ripped off. So I said I thought I liked it. I'm not gonna say I didn't fully like it. I liked it from this angle. Overall, I didn't like it. And I think a big part of that was my sink silver. We've all established I love gold. It just really stood out. I'm not bothered about a few silver bits in a kitchen where I've got gold. But when there's that big amount of silver, it just didn't look right. So I was trying to like it whilst being on Pinterest, looking at other styles. And then I come across this kitchen. I knew I was gonna sleep on it and then see how I felt in the morning. But just as a bit of insurance, I ordered the whitewood vinyl. And with absolutely no patience, I laid it that evening, went food shopping, come home, hated it. It made my cupboards look cream. It looked DIY. Although it is a DIY kitchen, that's not the look we're aiming for. Looked tacky, looked horrible. The photos that I'm putting up make it probably look a bit better, but I promise you, take my word, it looked horrific. The one thing about vinyl is you have to do the whole thing to really know. So I covered the whole kitchen. Again, I didn't film this bit because it would have been a whole lot of swearing and me wanting to cry into vinyl. I admit defeat and admit that maybe, just maybe, the grey worktops just go best with my kitchen. And with the grey worktop, my sink did just blend in. So I went and got the grey. I was like, I know, to make this not so boring, I'm gonna paint it pink. And to be fair, it had been years since they had been painted white. Clearly, I hadn't learnt my lesson. So I got these samples. You can see they look nice. Everyone DM'd me like, pink coca, pink coca. I started painting it. I'll show you a little sample strip I did. And it still looks nice. It looks exactly like the sample. Painting, I'm not sure, but this is me. I'm normally not sure anyway. Naomi had to listen to me on the phone. I was losing it. I'm starving because I didn't realise I hadn't drunk or ate anything for about 6 hours. Painted the whole thing and was like, yeah, maybe it's just the fluorescent light that's making it look very bright. And Naomi was like, the colour's nice. We were on video call. Bear in mind, on camera, can I just say it doesn't look as bright. So what you're going to see isn't as bright. But my kitchen looked like a playroom. It was awful. It just looked awful. The video was taken in the daylight. And in natural daylight, it looked better than in my kitchen light. And obviously, I can't mildly like something in the daylight. And trust me, it was almost luminous in kitchen light, and in the day, trust me, it was brighter than that video lets on. I'm telling you, I wanted to like it. I spent ages. I'm just saying. And then I went in my DMs the next morning. Someone said, avoid pink coca. I can already tell you, it looks like you've sicked red wine on your wall. Yeah, it got to a point where if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry. So me and Naomi were on video call and we were crying of laughter. Long story short, it's complete. I really like it. Now I understand why people paint homes white and stick to neutral colours. Because colour is very, very hard. And here it is, looking very similar to how you saw it before. Except this time we have a white ceiling, fresh. It's like a peachy, light pink. What do you think? I don't know why I'm asking you what you think, because if you don't like it, there's absolutely no chance it's going. And then the worktops are fresh. You can sort of see the worktop with the peachy, pinky colour. We get a plant here because Naomi took the one that she was having anyway, and maybe like a shelf or a few more accessories, a few more plants, but overall, I'm happy. The only sad thing is I used to love this view, but now the door looks a bit too much. I much prefer my kitchen not looking so bland. So I think the door's gonna go to like a grey, a dark grey, or maybe like a dove grey, like my floor. Comment below and let me know what one you think, and don't tell me you're sad about the pink door going, because I'm sad, okay? It's a sad moment. Also, look at the cold sores and my nails. We've taken a beating. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up because the struggle has been real. Sorry the kitchen isn't, you know, a complete transformation. Subscribe for new videos. I'm sticking to 1 a week, which was my New Year's resolution. Check me out. See you in my next video. Goodbye. Oh, look at my gummy lips. Oh.